When it comes to professional wrestling, the strength we admire isn't just found inside the ring. It's found in the hearts of those who, when faced with life's toughest battles, refuse to back down. The Cauliflower Alley Courage Award is a tribute to that unbreakable spirit, honoring those that have given so much inside the ring and have had to fight the toughest battles behind the curtain. This award represents the very core of what we stand for: compassion, community, and the commitment to give back to those that have entertained and inspired us for so many years. Through the generosity of our members and the kindness of our supporters, we are able to provide assistance to those that have dedicated their lives to this beloved business, offering hope when it's needed most.
Champion left, Bart.
Known to many as the tougher than a $2 steak, no-nonsense cowboy, with his rugged beard, signature hat, and a grit that can only come from the Wild West, Black Bart was a force of nature. He stepped into the ring with a fire that burned through every match, every feud, and every challenge that came his way. From the territories of Mid-South Wrestling to the bright lights of Jim Crockett Promotions, Black Bart made his mark as one of the most formidable heels of his time. Black Bart won numerous championships during his career. He held the prestigious NWA National Heavyweight Championship, dominated the tag team scene with Ron Bass, and carried the Western States Heritage title with pride. But it wasn't just about titles. It was about the spirit he embodied, of a man who fought with everything he had, every time he stepped through those ropes. Black Bart's courage is not just recognized, it's celebrated. He embodies the very essence of this award: strength, resilience, and an unyielding will to keep fighting.
You know, many awards come down the pipe, but one of the most prestigious awards that I've ever heard of is the Courage Award. That means by getting in the ring the ranks of the fire, or getting in the ring the ranks of the two fires. I've done both. When at a time, of course, the Cauliflower Alley overfed each and every one of them that got behind this and got me inducted and got me done. Some practice deaths of cancer, and cancer is just around the chemo, just around the worst of the cancer. So if it takes courage, brother, I need to try to courage and all the help I can get. Once again, I want to thank Cauliflower Alley and everybody they've done and everybody they're going to do it on the board to get help. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you around.
The 2024 Courage Award recipient, Black Bart.
God bless Black Bart, and accepting the award on Bart's behalf is J.B.L.
Thank you. I wanted Bart to see this because if he sees this, I was John Hall when I started. I was a tag team champion with Black Bart back down in Texas, and I wanted to see it because he goes, "Hey, that damn John Hall's still stealing my gimmick." So please take pictures and send this to Bart. You know, Bart, if anybody who stands here because of people that made a difference in their life, and Black Bart was one of the ones that made a difference in mine, both professionally and personally. Bart and I were really good friends. We are really good friends. We talk all the time. Bart loved me, and I know he loved me because when I walked in the sportatorium, and for those of you that know Black Bart, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Bart was sitting in the corner of the dressing room with a big trash can between his legs. His glasses always come down his nose. He used a long horse and puts those glasses over like that, and he'd hear that cowbell. He'd say, "I hate the sound of that damn cowbell because that long, tall drink of shit Johnny Hawk's with him." So I know love me. You know, a lot of guys talk about great trainers in this business. You talk about Farmer Burns, you talk about Carl Gotch, you talk about Hero Matsuda, Billy Robinson, Hero Brad Ryan, you talk about Days Today, Tom Pritchard, you talk about Fit Finley. Bart's one of those guys that finished guys in the ring. He was one of those guys that Dusty Rhodes sent Dustin to. He's one of those guys that Blackjack sent Barry to. He got me and Dunkel. And Bart cussed me and Bobby Ford if he's going to find a patch of green grass and teach me a lesson one of these days. Thank goodness he never did. But Bart, a few months ago, or about a few years ago, gave me a call and told me that he had cancer. You got to understand our sense of humor. I said, well, what kind of cancer, Bart? And he said, colon cancer. I said, as big as your ass is, that's like a giraffe with strep throat. And he said, Johnny Hawk, when I get out of this chemo, I'm going to find a patch of green grass and I'm going to teach you a lesson. So I said, Bart, let's raise some money, for you. And guys pitched in. Guys right away pitched in. And Cauliflower Alley Club, to their credit, right away called me, Brian Blair did, and said, what can we do to help Bart? Bart had insurance, but it was costing about $600 per chemo session. Cauliflower Alley stepped up. We stepped up. A lot of guys that knew Bart stepped up. And I said, let's do something online. He said, what do you want to do? I said, how about an only facts page? And he said, what? I said, only facts page. It's like plus size wrestlers selling little pictures, gold race ads. We'll get a ton of money off that. We thought maybe that's not a good idea. So we set up a GoFundMe page. And Bart called me one day and he goes, don't let that go live. And I said, why not? And he said, I don't know if people remember Black Bart. And he said, I just don't know if I can take it if nobody gives any money. And of course, we had arranged it where people were going to get money. We had, names and stuff. We rigged the thing to make sure that we didn't have to. Once Bart put it out, and his granddaughter was running it, people came from everywhere to get Bart money. And here's a guy that could cut the greatest promos ever. We used to cut promos. You guys remember back in the day, he cut the promos for all the towns. He'd say, you got Byron boys at forward, give me 2 minutes. You got to take it and kill her in a sport tour, give me a minute and a half. And Bart would just cut promo after promo. I just sit there and just marvel about how he could put sentences together and make it make sense and rant. And all somehow wrapped up right at the end of the time frame. And he called me, he said, Johnny, he said, I don't have words. He said, I cannot believe that people did this for Black Bart. Bart is a very religious man. And he believes that the day his heart stops, that God's going to bring him home. But Bart has told me, he said, I'm going to fight. He said, I'm going to fight hard. There are times I call Bart and I talk to him and he's just always the same. And there are times I call him and he goes, Johnny, I can't talk today. My chemo's killing me. And he goes, I thank you. I love you. Will you call me later? And of course I always do. Bart has a long road ahead of him, but he's going to fight. And he's going to fight like only Black Bart can. There's not a guy in the industry I've seen that has had as much influence of everybody has a Black Bart story. And they're all good stories. And Bart has this incredible legacy. This award meant the world to Bart. He wanted to be here so bad, but his chemo got further, and I'm not sure what's going to happen next, but Bart's going to be Bart. And I'm proud that a guy that I love here has gotten this award. He's my big brother, and I want to thank you guys for honoring a good friend of mine and a good friend of the business, Mr. Black Bart.